What if I told you that buried within the libraries of ancient Alexandria, there existed manuscripts that could fundamentally alter how you experience reality? Not mystical nonsense, but practical instructions for manipulating the invisible forces that govern your daily existence. These weren't religious texts or philosophical treatises. They were operational manuals, step-by-step guides for harnessing what the ancients called the prima materia, the fundamental substance from which all experiences are woven. The keepers of this knowledge understood something that modern science is only beginning to rediscover: that consciousness and energy are not separate phenomena, but two aspects of the same underlying reality. And once you learn to work with this reality consciously, the Hermetic tradition emerged from the mystery schools of ancient Egypt and Greece, where initiates spent decades learning to perceive and direct subtle energies. These weren't primitive superstitions. They were sophisticated technologies of consciousness, refined through centuries of experimentation. The texts that survive speak of the human being as a microcosmic universe, a living laboratory where the same forces that move planets and generate lightning could be studied, understood, and directed. The goal wasn't to escape the physical world, but to master it from within. What made these teachings so dangerous to established power structures wasn't their mysticism, it was their practicality. They showed ordinary people how to become extraordinary through the systematic development of faculties that everyone possesses, but few ever cultivate. The knowledge was encoded in symbols and allegories not to mystify, but to protect. Only those with the dedication to decode the teachings could access their true power. Before you can direct energy, you must understand what it actually is. Modern physics tells us that matter and energy are interchangeable, that what appears solid is actually vibrating patterns of information. The ancient Hermeticists knew this intuitively. They taught that everything exists within a vast field of consciousness, what they called the universal mind. This field is not empty space, but a living medium that responds to intention, emotion, and focused awareness. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, creates ripples in this field. Most people experience these ripples unconsciously. They feel good vibes or bad energy. Without understanding, they're detecting real phenomena. The trained practitioner learns to perceive these patterns consciously and, more importantly, to generate them deliberately. Your nervous system is already equipped to detect subtle energy. The tingling you feel when someone stares at you, the heaviness that settles over a room during conflict, the lightness that emerges during moments of genuine connection. These aren't psychological tricks. They're your natural energy-sensing apparatus in action. The difference between someone who stumbles through life reacting to these forces and someone who masters them lies in training. Just as athletes develop physical capacities beyond ordinary limits, energy practitioners develop perceptual and influential capacities that seem impossible to the untrained. But here's what most people miss. This isn't about believing in energy. It's about developing functional skills that produce measurable results in your external circumstances. Modern research in fields like psychoneuroimmunology and quantum biology is beginning to validate what energy practitioners have known for millennia. The human biofield, the electromagnetic signature generated by your nervous system, heart, and cellular activity, extends several feet beyond your physical body. This field carries information. It interacts with other fields, and it can be consciously modulated through specific techniques involving attention, breath, and intention. Studies using sensitive instruments have detected changes in room temperature, electromagnetic readings, and even random number generators when skilled practitioners focus their attention in specific ways. This isn't magic. It's applied biophysics. Your brain generates measurable electrical activity. Your heart produces an electromagnetic field 60 times stronger than your brain's. Your cellular metabolism creates biophoton emissions. You are literally a biological transmitter broadcasting continuously whether you're aware of it or not. The question isn't whether you affect your environment energetically. You do, constantly. The question is whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously, skillfully or clumsily, beneficially or detrimentally. Training in energy manipulation begins with developing sensitivity to what you're already producing and detecting. From there, you learn to regulate, focus, and direct these natural capacities with increasing precision. The most fundamental tool for energy manipulation is always available to you, your breath. But we're not talking about ordinary breathing. We're talking about conscious breathing that coordinates your nervous system, emotional state, and energetic output. Ancient practitioners discovered that breath rhythm directly affects consciousness. Slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, creating coherence between heart rate, brain waves, and hormonal cycles. This coherent state is the foundation for all advanced energy work. Begin with the 4-7-8 pattern. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This ratio naturally induces a state of calm alertness while balancing your autonomic nervous system. As you practice, you'll notice subtle sensations, warmth, tingling, or pressure in various parts of your body. These are signs that your energy system is responding. Advanced practitioners use specific breathing patterns to generate different energetic states. Quick, shallow breathing can activate and energize. Long, slow breathing can calm and center. Alternating patterns can create dynamic flows that clear stagnation and enhance vitality. The key is conscious control. Instead of letting your breath react to your emotional state, you use breath to regulate your emotional state. And since emotion carries energetic charge, this gives you direct control over your energetic output. Practice this daily, and within weeks, you'll notice changes in how people respond to you, how you feel in different environments, and how effectively you can influence your own states of consciousness. Once you've established basic breath control, the next step is developing conscious sensitivity to subtle energy. This begins with simple exercises that train your attention to detect what was always present but previously ignored. Start with the hand sensing technique. Rub your palms together vigorously for 30 seconds, then slowly separate them while maintaining focused attention on the space between. Most people immediately feel something: pressure, warmth, tingling, or magnetic resistance. This is your first conscious experience of manipulating subtle energy. Practice expanding and contracting this sensation. Visualize it changing colors or shapes. Move your hands in slow, deliberate patterns while maintaining awareness of the energy between them. You're training two capacities simultaneously: sensitivity and control. Next, practice sensing energy in your environment. Sit quietly in different locations: a busy street, a quiet forest, an empty room, a crowded restaurant. Notice how each environment feels differently in your body. Pay attention to subtle changes in your breathing, heart rate, muscle tension, and overall sense of ease or unease. This isn't imagination. You're detecting real energetic information about your surroundings. With practice, you'll become increasingly sensitive to the emotional atmospheres of places and people, often knowing things about situations before your rational mind catches up. The goal isn't to become psychic, but to become consciously aware of information channels you've been using unconsciously your entire life. This awareness becomes the foundation for more advanced practices. As your sensitivity increases, you'll become more aware of how external energies affect your internal state. This is both a gift and a challenge. You'll notice when environments are energetically polluted, when people are carrying heavy emotional baggage, when spaces hold traumatic imprints from past events. Without proper protection and cleansing techniques, increased sensitivity can become overwhelming. You might find yourself absorbing others' emotions, feeling drained in certain environments, or carrying energetic residue that doesn't belong to you. The solution isn't to shut down your sensitivity, but to develop energetic hygiene practices as regular as brushing your teeth. Start with visualization-based protection. Imagine a sphere of bright light surrounding your entire body. Make it as vivid and detailed as possible. See it as impermeable to negative influences while remaining open to positive exchanges. For daily cleansing, use cold running water with conscious intention. As the water flows over your body, visualize it washing away any energetic debris you've accumulated. This isn't symbolic. Water has unique properties that make it excellent for energetic cleansing when combined with focused intention. Salt is another powerful cleansing agent. Add it to baths, or simply hold it in your hands while setting the intention to release what no longer serves you. The crystalline structure of salt naturally absorbs and neutralizes chaotic energy patterns. Movement is equally important. Gentle stretching, walking in nature, or any form of conscious physical activity helps prevent energy from stagnating in your system. Stagnant energy often feels like heaviness, fatigue, or emotional numbness. Develop a daily routine combining these elements, and you'll maintain energetic clarity even in challenging environments. Protection and cleansing are defensive strategies. True mastery involves transmutation, the ability to transform dense, uncomfortable, or negative energy into something useful. This is where energy work becomes genuinely alchemical. The principle is simple. Energy itself is neutral. What we experience as negative energy is usually just energy in the wrong place, at the wrong time, or in the wrong form. Fear is excitement without direction. Anger is power without proper channel. Sadness is sensitivity without integration. When you encounter challenging energy, whether from your own emotions or external sources, instead of resisting it, you learn to redirect it. This begins with conscious acceptance. Resistance creates tension, which blocks natural energy flow. Acceptance allows the energy to move, which makes transformation possible. Use your breath to create a circuit. Inhale the challenging energy consciously. Visualize it being processed through your heart center or solar plexus, Then exhale it as something beneficial: calm, clarity, strength, or compassion. This isn't suppression or denial, it's conscious metabolizing. Color visualization enhances this process. Dense energy often appears as muddy colors in the mind's eye. Transform it by visualizing it changing to clear, bright colors. Gold for strength, blue for peace, green for healing, violet for spiritual insight. Sound is another transmutation tool. Humming, chanting, or even simple vowel sounds create vibration that help reorganize chaotic energy patterns. The vibration literally shakes stuck energy loose and allows it to flow more freely. Practice this with minor irritations first: traffic jams, difficult conversations, physical discomfort. As you develop skill, you'll be able to transmute increasingly challenging situations into opportunities for growth and empowerment. All energy manipulation ultimately comes down to the focused application of intention. Intention is not wishful thinking or positive affirmations. It's the conscious direction of awareness combined with emotional charge and sustained attention. The Hermetic principle, as above, so below, points to a fundamental truth. The patterns you create in consciousness eventually manifest in physical reality. This happens through natural laws that operate whether you understand them or not. Learning to work with these laws consciously is the essence of energy mastery. Effective intention setting requires three elements: clarity, emotion, and persistence. Vague intentions produce vague results. Specific, detailed intentions that engage your imagination and emotions create stronger energetic imprints in the field of possibilities. Motion provides the fuel that powers manifestation. Intentions held with strong positive emotion have far more influence than those held intellectually without feeling. This is why visualization practices emphasize not just seeing desired outcomes, but feeling what it would be like to experience them. Persistence maintains the energetic momentum necessary for physical manifestation. Single moments of focused intention can create immediate energetic shifts, but lasting changes in external circumstances require sustained application over time. The key is learning to hold intention lightly but consistently, maintaining focus without desperation, commitment without attachment to specific timelines or methods of fulfillment. This balance allows the natural intelligence of the field to organize circumstances in ways your rational mind couldn't anticipate. Yeah, working with symbols and objects, 12 to 1330. While the source of energy manipulation is always internal, external tools can serve as amplifiers, anchors, and focusing devices for your intention. The key is understanding that objects have no inherent power. They serve as interfaces between your consciousness and the subtle field. Crystals work through resonance. Their regular atomic structures create stable vibrational patterns that can help stabilize and focus your own energetic state. Different crystals resonate with different frequencies. Quartz for amplification, amethyst for calming, obsidian for protection. But they only work when combined with conscious intention. Symbols operate through the language of the unconscious mind. Geometric forms, ancient sigils, and sacred images bypass rational analysis and speak directly to deeper layers of consciousness. When you focus on a symbol that represents your intention, you're programming your unconscious to align your actions and perceptions with that goal. Written affirmations or intention statements work similarly. The act of writing engages multiple senses and neural pathways, creating stronger imprints than mental intention alone. Walking meditation combines movement with conscious energy work. As you walk slowly and deliberately, visualize roots extending from your feet into the earth, grounding excess energy. With each step, draw fresh energy up from the earth into your body. Even simple stretching becomes energy work when performed with conscious attention to the flow of sensation and breath through your body. Once you're aware of your thought patterns, you can begin consciously replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones. This isn't about positive thinking or denial. It's about choosing thoughts that align with your desired outcomes and emotional states. The key is consistency and emotional engagement. A single positive thought surrounded by hours of negative thinking has little impact. But positive thoughts that are repeated regularly and charged with emotion gradually reprogram your unconscious mind and shift your energetic signature. Use specific, present tense statements that feel believable and emotionally engaging. I am developing mastery over my thoughts and emotions. Energy flows through me with increasing clarity and power. I attract experiences that support my growth and fulfillment. Combine mental programming with physical anchors. Touching a specific spot on your body, making a particular gesture, or looking at a meaningful object while affirming your intention. This creates neurological connections that make positive states more. The ancient Hermetic teachings emphasize this repeatedly. True mastery begins with mastery of oneself. Before you can safely influence external circumstances, you must develop the character, wisdom, and ethical foundation to handle such influence responsibly. But for those willing to undertake this inner work, energy mastery offers something invaluable: the direct experience of your own creative power, the practical ability to align your life with your deepest values, and the profound satisfaction of living as a conscious co-creator rather than an unconscious victim of circumstances. The knowledge has been preserved. The techniques are available. The only question remaining is whether you'll choose to develop these capacities or continue living as if they don't exist. The power has always been yours. The only difference is whether you choose to use